This video is brought to you by Squarespace. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and to run your business.
Hey photographer, Jessica Whitaker here with my little creative director, Bumblebee. We are on our way to a really fun photo shoot tutorial. It's honestly a photo challenge where we are going to be using my widest prime lens, the 24mm from Sigma Art. I've never used it for an entire shoot. I typically use it for very particular shots. Today we're going to flex our creative muscle and use this lens and see what we can create. And I'm also going to be teaching how to use the lens when it comes to portraits. It can go from 0 to 100 really quick, and by 100 meaning very unflattering MySpace angle. It can be not very cute, but if you use it right, it can make a really magical, beautiful images. But before we hop into it and before we go meet our model on the mountaintop, what are we, like Pacific Northwest vibes today? We are going to have a little message from our sponsor Squarespace, who is making this tutorial possible.
A photo speaks 1,000 words, but a polished and professional portfolio can get us those $1,000 clients. Enter Squarespace, the all-in-one platform for websites and domains. Photographers, it's time to be done settling for slow-loading websites with tedious plugins. I trust Squarespace's all-in-one platform to keep me booked and busy. Pick from one of their dozens of contemporary drag-and-drop layouts, host your custom domain and email with them, and even conduct successful email campaigns. Everything you need to run a successful photography business under their umbrella and at your fingertips. You can head to squarespace.com to begin your free trial, and when you are ready to launch your beautiful professional website, you can go to squarespace.com/Jessica Whitaker to get 10% off of your first purchase of a website or a domain.
I also have a freebie for y'all linked below. It's my free photography Facebook group, Build and Bloom. This is one of Facebook's most highly engaged, highly active photography communities with over 60,000 kind, encouraging photographers who are there for you. I'm sure a lot of us have experienced that photography can sometimes seem a little bit exclusive or intimidating. Sometimes it's hard to find community and common ground with people who enjoy photography just like you do, but to also have that support system is so valuable. I can't wait for you to check it out, and I'll see you in the group. Let's get into the tutorial. For our first location with the 24mm, we are going to be doing some backlighting portraits, and these are going to be full body, and my shutter speed is 800 and my ISO is 125. Oh my gosh, love, 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 love. And we have just this beautiful kind of like tiny bit of light coming down, which is framing the face really nicely. Okay, so I'm gonna move a little bit closer now, and I'm shooting a tiny bit, pointing it up slightly because this is super wide and I still wanna keep it flattering. Beautiful. And I wanna get some of that lens flare. Okay, love, 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 love. Yes, perfect. I do manual focus for the shot, and I want to be very particular because I don't want this to warp at all. Okay, I'm gonna have you actually hold it a little bit more, actually closer I think, because the sun is just, yeah, okay, perfect. Okay, cool. Now we're gonna move into our next little area, and we're gonna do some more wide shots, but this time I'm gonna do full body where Sydney's actually walking towards me. Intermission because Bumblebee wants some attention. So with this shot, the key is shooting low without it being unflattering for the model. So there are ways that you can step into the camera and shoot from a lower angle where it's still flattering, and I think a big part of that is having your model, your subject, leaning into the camera. So they're not only stepping forward, but they're also kind of like pulling the head out and then like extending the neck up, pulling the head out, and then leaning into the camera slightly so that everything is still elongated and it doesn't just kind of become like this from a lower angle where it might not be as flattering as extending out. So those are just little key bits to kind of keeping it still really nice and elongated. These can be really cool photos, and I just imagine in different settings what you could create. And I feel like with a 24mm, horizontal is kind of the purpose, in my opinion, of this lens. So you get a lot of that landscape. Beautiful, beautiful. now we are going to do some closer up portraits. We can take advantage of the background with this lens because of how we're at the bottom of a hill, and there is a little bit of interest going up all the way to the top of Sydney's head, and it's really pretty soft lighting right now. I don't want to go too low because then I'm going to have the horizon in the middle of her head, which I personally don't like for composition. But if I go too high, then she's gonna look like a Q-tip. So I want to kind of have this happy medium where I can have the horizon either at the very top of her head or right below it. So I am holding it up at a slight angle, but nothing too intense. And I am being very intentional with live mode. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, Sydney. Oh, love that. So again, just to really reiterate, when you're using a 24, you have to be intentional with the angle, just because the slip of the hand, the flick of the wrist could make it all go downhill. My Space Circle 2008 angle, you know, just not the vibe. So instead, I recommend, at least since I think I'm about, at least with my camera, a little bit higher above ground than Sydney right now. So I am holding it down, but it's not too high up. It's not too tilted. I would recommend parallel and then slightly down. And it also will slim out the face. It will make everything super sharp, cut the jawbone, the cheekbone. Because it's so wide, it will have that effect, which is nice, but you do need to be comfortable with working it. So probably just gave me a really good idea. He said, why don't you guys do some vertical shots? And I was like, why are you the smartest dog in the world? For vertical shots, you're gonna even run into the more MySpace vibes, Facebook mom profile photo selfie vibes, Q-tip vibes, because of how wide this thing is. So I have a few tricks for angling my lens and doing shots vertically with a 24mm lens. Now, this is, in my opinion, a lens more for horizontal, but you can still do some really cool vertical stuff. Even walking photos could be really cool vertical, because you can look, again, 6'5", 7'10", whatever your preference, whatever you would like to put on your Tinder bio, you can do and achieve with a 24. So we are going to, so I am gonna hold this lens a little bit above Sydney, but not too high. I'll show you guys what not to do. Sorry, Sydney. Beautiful. Lift your face up just a hair for me. Take note of how I'm almost angling it. Now, obviously, if we're sitting down, we're not standing up, so it's going to be different when we're standing, but I am holding this angled up a bit. It's not parallel and down. It's not parallel and up. It is at a slight angle above her eye level, and then I will crop from there. These are really pretty. What if we even did, so I love this tattoo on this hand. What if you even did like, yes, beautiful, gorgeous. Kind of looking around and seeing what's gonna be best. I think I'm gonna hold it slightly down. Beautiful, but I'm still being very intentional with every single shot to make sure that it's still very sharp for her. Gorgeous. Let's even grab a bigger chunk of the hair. Now we're going to do a little bit of composition play, which is my favorite element in portraits. It's really playing up framing and composition and doing some framing within the environment. If you guys want a video that I've taught composition on, I have 3 easy tips. I'll link that in the iCard above. I did it about a year ago, and it's really good information. With these photos and with this lens, I do have Sydney about 6 feet in front of the, what's it called, power outlet? Plug your iPhone in to charge it, I don't know, in front of the thing. If you want to play with the proportions and not make her look so tiny with this huge lens and huge thing, then you would want to be intentional of where you place your subject. So I do have her pretty far, and I might even have her come closer, but if you do want her to be tiny and the thing to be big, that would be really fun too, and I'll show you on the screen here the differences of having them 6 feet in front of something, in front of the object versus 1 foot in front of it. Bumblebee, he's the creative director of the shoot, and he says, action. I love you, Bumblebee. Now I am going to be tilting my camera down. Beautiful, Sydney. Okay, gorgeous. Her hand is creating a triangle and then kind of a line, and then all of these little triangles and lines in the background, it kind of like emulates that. And it makes it look very natural, even though it's not natural for humans to be out in the woods, first off, but also, yeah, but also with this structure isn't natural, but yet it still looks somehow organic. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you feel encouraged and inspired to go out and shoot and to work with what you already have in your collection and to use everything that you do have. Make sure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel to receive notifications when a new tutorial for your photography business comes out, because I'm here every single week. And if you want to dive a little bit deeper into your photography business, I also have my online photography workshop, The Business Behind Photography, and how to market and manage your dream ideal clients in your own backyard. This workshop has blessed so many photographers and their businesses for the better, and you can learn from A to Z how to build a sustainable business in a little over 6 hours. I'm so proud of this workshop, and I can't wait to see what it can do for you and your business when you enroll. So I'll have it linked down below. And if you want to receive more free tools on a daily basis, I also have my Instagram. Don't forget about my free photography Facebook group, Build and Bloom, which will also be linked down below. I love to pour into you and into my community, and that's why I have all of these different resources for you in your business. Bumblebee and I believe in you and your business, and we'll see you in my next video. Bye.